Right from our early days school, we have been hearing about this annual festival. It is broadcast live on the TV. But what we know mostly is about the chariot and the crowd and the stampede. Mostly the crowd. People only talk about there are more than 10 lakh people assemble on one single day. So it's a big crowd. So there are many festivals in the history of India which most of them have not stood the test of time. They are not there. But this is one festival which is very, very ancient festival. But it is still celebrated in Jagannath Puri every year. Even in our society, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, we are all very famous for this festival all over the world. So today it is there happening, but it's very difficult, and very few of them have gone there from Radha Gopinath Mandir. But many of them are there just 40 kilometers away in Mira Road. But somehow or other we are all here today. But still you have a choice. After the class is over, still you can go and catch up with the Rath. So anyway, we will see how this is a very special festival. When we hear festival, of course, a lot of joy, dance, decoration, prasad, these things what. The most important thing is how significant is this festival in our spiritual life. This we all came to know because of Srila Prabhupada's mercy. It is Prabhupada who revealed what is Rath Yatra. Those who don't know about it, like I remember once when we were in Belgaum, many years back. So the newspaper reporter he came and asked, what is all this about? Obviously, for him, what is all this about? Ye kya chal raha hai sab? So Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, that time he was president of the temple, Brahmachari, he said, this is a revolution. One sense, yes, it is a revolution. You create some dhamaka. Unless you keep dhamaka, you will not attract people. So it is. How it is a revolution? Because it's a great opportunity for transformation of people's heart. Great preaching potential. Of course, there are several reasons what it signifies. There are a lot of emotions exchanged in this. It is not some just pulling of the cart. So one sense there is a high level of spiritual realization, one end, the topmost. You understand what is realization? That prema, that bhava, the exchange of love. And another side is the Lord is so kind, He is so merciful. He knows that in Kali Yuga people would be so lazy they would not even come to the temple. So I said, okay, fine. I will come out of the temple. I want to see them. I want to look at them. I want to accept their worship. This way, the merciful nature of the Lord is also revealed here. And another most important thing is through this festival is this Yuga Dharma, chanting. This is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to establish through this festival. So this is a festival today in Puri. If you happen to be there, all types of people are attracted. Everyone. There are atheists also. There are Mayavadis also. There are Buddhists also. There are Jains also. There are Saktas. There are Shaivites. There are people from all different paramparas. There are demigod worshippers. There are Durga worshippers. Everyone has some type of a appealing relationship with Jagannath, the Lord of the universe. So it's a very unique type of a festival. So in ISKCON language we call festival of chariots. But the deities are also very unique, isn't it? If you don't know why they look like that, it's very amazing. It is not something very attractive. It looks with so big eyes and stunted arm, no neck, wide mouth, no legs, no feet, but they are worshipped. So before we understand, we'll see what is the significance. So we'll just go into the history. I'm sure many of you have maybe coming here for the first time. Many of you already heard this, but still for our purification, we'll just try to understand what we have heard from saintly people, acharyas in our society, ISKCON. It is said that, it's very, very ancient this is, there was one king. His name was Indradyumna. Now this king was not an ordinary king. Of course he was a king. So king means he had power, he had wealth, he had queens, he had palace, he had army. But he was also a rishi in his heart. Or you can say sage. So these kings are called Raja Rishi. They have opulence, but their heart is very detached. So he was not obviously satisfied because he was wondering that I want to serve God. So his desire was very strong. So he was desperately looking out for that. How can I do that? So he was calling his ministers, asking many scholars, I want to know, I want to serve, I want to do something, I am not feeling happy. So this is a truth in everyone's life that if we are very sincere, we are seriously thinking that in my life I want to really do something, I am wasting my life. The Lord is so kind, is so merciful, He reciprocates. This is the proof that the Lord is a person, is hearing your desire. So similarly in this king's life, Indradyumna, one traveling pilgrim, he came. He said, King, I heard that you are desperately seeking. I have heard that deep in some forest, somewhere, the Lord is there as Nila Madhava and He is available. He was a pilgrim. He just said that. So immediately the king called all his ministers. He said, I want you all to go in different directions and just locate this, find out, because this is what I want. I want to have darshan, I am going to surrender my life. This was how eager and enthusiastic and desperate he was. So among all the ministers, there was one of them, his very closest minister, his name was Vidyapati. So he traveled, then he came to, deep inside the forest, he came to one community. They were all shepherds. They were herding sheep and hogs. So he was invited by the chief of that community. So he stayed there. So this chief, his name was Viswasu. So he was from that tribal community. One sense, socially a low caste. So his daughter was there and she looked after Vishwasu so well. And very soon he asked her hand in marriage. So Vidyapati got married to Lalita. Her name was Lalita. So when he was there staying in the house, he used to see something very strange happening. There are several versions to this story. Yes. You may have heard something, but I will speak what I have heard. So this Vishwasu suddenly will disappear for a few days. And when he'll come back, suddenly there will be some fragrance in the house. And his body will be anointed with some sandalwood paste. There will be some flower. So Vidyapati was very curious to know that, what is it? Where is your father going? He disappears and then he reappears. When he reappears, he is completely a different person. His wife Lalita says, I am not supposed to tell you this. This is very secret. Obviously, as a husband, he tried, see, please, tell me what is it. So she told her father that he is asking. He said, no, that I can't do it. No, well, please do it. So, okay, fine, I will take him to that place, but I'll have to blindfold him. Because Vishwasu wanted to keep it very secret. So he blindfolded him, Vidyapati. But his wife was very intelligent. She said, you tie a bag of mustard seeds. So while you're just walking, you just go on dropping these seeds. Maybe you will know the track later if you want to go. So Vishwasu took Vidyapati to this very isolated, deep inside the forest, and then suddenly when there was some clear area, there was Nila Madhav, the deity. Vidyapati, when he saw this, my God, this is what the king is looking out for, and I am the person who found it. I have to go back and tell him. But he can't do that, because this is, how will he go back? He was blindfolded, and after he reached only he was unfolded. So he was waiting there, and Vishwasu said, now you just stay back, I'll go and collect my things and then I will do the worship. So Vishwasu went to collect the herbs, roots, flowers, fruits. He went away. And Vidyapati is just observing this place. It was not an ordinary place. It's a very divine, some sanctified, some type of a feeling he was getting. And there was one kund. So he was just watching there because he had nothing to do, because he had gone. So he saw one crow was there on the branch of the tree, and that crow just sitting there on the branch, it felt a little sleepy. And the crow fell down into the kund. When it came out of the kund, it had 400 Vaikuntha form. Now Vidyapati saw, my God, what the hell is this life meant for, Anyway, life is full of misery, and this is a great opportunity for me. Let me also go. So he climbed up the tree and he was about to jump. There was a voice, Vidyapati, what is the mission? Why have you come here? You know that you have come on behalf of your king. So this is again a very important thing, that sometimes we think that, we talk about the spiritual world. I want to go back to Godhead. Very good, very eager. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, don't be so eager to see God, serve God, serve the Vaishnavas, that the God wants to see you. So Vidyapati realized that this is not proper, so he came down. Then Vishwasu came. Vishwasu didn't know what has happened to Vidyapati, so Vishwasu started worshipping. He saw, experienced, then again But before he could fold him, Nila Madhava spoke. And Vishwasu also heard, and Vidyapati also heard. Nila Madhava said, Vishwasu, I know you have been serving me for a long time. I am very happy with you. But I am also now bored with your worship. The same thing the herbs, the flowers. I now want some elaborate worship in a big temple. So King Indradyumna wants me to worship me. So I would like to go there. So Vishwasu, when he heard this, my God, this Nila Madhava was his life and soul. How can he leave me and go? He said, I am not going to allow this Vidyapati to leave now. So he imprisons him. You can't leave. Because he knows that this person is going to go and tell to the king. But then, because Vishwasu realizes that if Nila Madhava goes and Indradyumna Maharaj makes a big temple, obviously I am from a low caste family, I will not be allowed inside the temple. So he was very possessive, he didn't allow. But then Vidyapati came back and he told his wife, see, this is what I have seen and this is it. I have to go back and meet Indradyumna and reveal this secret I have revealed. So she anyway convinced, and Vidyapati reached Indradyumna Maharaj, he told him, and Indradyumna Maharaj immediately said, let's leave now. The army, all together, they started marching. And there was a track. In that time, the mustard seeds had grown up into some plants, so it was giving some direction. So when they reached there, it had so happened that in this time there was a storm, and there was completely the whole shrine was destroyed. And when they reached that spot, Vidyapati is looking here and there. He said, right here I saw, but there was no Nilamada. So Indradyumna Maharaj felt, I must have committed some offense. Why? Why this had to happen? So there was a Akashvani. He said, King Indradyumna, you don't have to get depressed. You make a temple for me, elaborate, big, full of jewels, gold, pearls. Make a big temple, and I will come. I will come there and stay. So Indradyumna Maharaj went, and of course the Vani also said that you then invite Brahma to consecrate that temple. So when Indradyumna Maharaj came, he built the temple, there was nothing happening. So now Brahma has to be called. So he went to call Brahma. He had that power. Huh? Imagine, he went to Brahma. So this is a very, very ancient reference in the Shastra, that this is what is a history of Jagannath Puri. So when he went there, Brahmaji was busy. So he told him, he was told to wait. So he was waiting outside. Finally Brahmaji called him. But some time passed in that waiting time. Now Brahmaji, some time is how much is it? So Brahmaji said, yes, okay, fine, I will come. So Indradyumna Maharaj came back. When he came back, so many generations of his family had passed away. So when he came down, there were completely strange people there. There was no Vidyapati, there are no other, all these soldiers, they are all different people. What had happened is, in that time, many years had passed, and the whole temple was covered by sandstorm. So one king in that generation had unearthed it, and then he had established, and that time Indradyumna Maharaj came, and he's seeing what is happening here, who are these people. So he inquired about Vidyapati. He said, Vidyapati is my great-great-great-grandfather. But somewhere he could realize that these all people are again here to serve him. So now the temple is ready, but then nothing is happening. So Indradyumna Maharaj again felt, I must have committed some offense. He said, I will fast unto death. Because of it. So again there was an Akash. I am going to appear very soon, but in the form of an wood. And he gave him the markings. You go this, and there will be all these signs on this wood, and you have to carve this wood, and my form will manifest. So and so person will come to carve it. So the next day they saw in the ocean, there was a big wood, it was very special wood. Now no one could lift it up. Everyone tried to lift up, but you can't lift up this wood. Again there was. So in this story there are a lot of Akashvanis happening. Again and again. Again there is an Akashvani. This time it said, call Viswasu and his tribe. So the Viswasus, those members who were there, their community members also came. So one side the Brahmanas, Vidyapati, his family members, and they all both lifted, easily came, and he called the sculptures, Indradyumna. So when he called the sculptures, whoever sculptures they came, they used to try to chisel, that chisel will break. Again, Indradyumna Maharaj is wondering what is going on, I must have really committed some offense. Again there was that there will be an old man coming. You allow him to do it. So next day there was an old man, but the old man said there is one condition. I will do it, but there is one condition. You give me a place inside, and for 21 days no one should disturb me. If anyone disturbs me when I am doing this, I would leave it incomplete. And I will go. The king was very eager. He said, everything will be done, fine, close, privacy, door, and the carving started. So every day you could hear, carving is going on. King is very happy, soldiers are happy, army, ministers, queen is very happy. Every day it's going on. But on the 12th day, could not hear anything. But there is a condition. If he goes, opens it, he said, then I will leave. So he said, what should we do? He asked the ministers, I can't hear, I don't know. Maybe he has died, or maybe he's sick. What is happening? We can't hear. So the minister said, no, but there is a condition, we can't. But the queen said, no, you have to open. The queen pestered, no, you should open. So the king on the 12th day just opened the door, and when he opened the door, this was the form he saw. There were 3 forms. It appeared incomplete. So again Indradimna Maharaj felt, my God, what is this? Again an offense from my side. This is not the form. This is incomplete. Of course there are different versions. Narada Muni came and told, this is the form the Lord will like to be worshipped. And he gave a story behind it. That what is the story behind that, why the Lord took this form. Once in Dwarka, all the queens, they were discussing, what is it that, Krishna, even in his sleep, even in his, whenever daytime, he is just remembering the Brajvasis, he calling out their name. We are right in front of him, but he is calling out the gopis. What is so great about the Brajvasis? Now there is only one person who was there in Vrindavan during his childhood pastimes, and also there was in Dwarka. She was Rohini. So they went to Rohini, can you please tell us that? What is this about? But no, I can't tell. If I tell that, Krishna and Balram, they will show all those signs and it will be very difficult. I will not be able to do. So Subhadra said, no problem. I will stand as guard. You tell us. So Rohini started speaking about the childhood pastimes. So when Rohini started speaking, everyone was so absorbed and engrossed in hearing, because all Krishna's childhood pastimes, what activities they did. So that time Krishna and Balram were passing from there. This is in Dwarka this happened. So they saw that Subhadra was showing some signs, unusual. So she wanted to know what is happening. So they started hearing what is going on. So Krishna and Balram started hearing Rohini's narrating all the childhood pastimes. They all went into ecstasy. All 3 of them. So in their ecstasy, their eyes just bulged out. Their necks shrunk. Their limbs went inside. Their legs went inside. So this was a form of ecstasy. And Narad Muni, who was passing, he saw it. So he saw it, so immediately they came back. So he said, no, I have already seen it. So, well, but you can't see it again. No, please, he begged that this form should remain here in this world. That this form should remain here. So the Lord blessed, okay, this form will be there in this planet. So this is how, is a story behind that. This is the form. Very unique form. Big head and big eyes and big lips. So this is Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra. Of course, this is what is the significance when you see. So it's a form which has big eyes, but it is actually a bhava. The love what the Lord has for His devotees. But another very significant thing about Jagannath Rath Yatra is, this is also an event every year when we perform, is to commemorate one event which took place again in Kurukshetra. During the solar eclipse, Krishna from Dwarka, he had not gone back to Vrindavan. You all know it. 100 years had passed. He invited all the Brajvasis. So Nanda, Yashoda, Radharani, all the gopis, they all went to Kurukshetra from Vrindavan, and Krishna went from Dwarka. So this is a solar eclipse, which is still today, it is a very auspicious day. People go there to take bath on this day, Brahma Sarovar in Kurukshetra. So this is a time when the Brajavasis, they came to see Krishna. They could not accept that. This is not our Krishna. Krishna is completely changed. What they had Krishna is peacock feather, yellow garments, all the mineral colors, vanmali and flute. And here they are seeing Krishna, and Krishna is with soldiers, armor, crown, chariot, elephants, queens. So in that mood, Radharani, she is inviting Krishna that I am the same person, you are the same person. I want you to be that Krishna. Which Krishna? The one in Vrindavan, young Shyam Sundar with the flute, with peacock feather, under the Kadamba tree, near Jamuna, playing the fifth note. So in the mind they are pulling him. So mind, like a chariot, they are pulling Krishna to Vrindavan. So even this Rath Yatra, which is being conducted every year, it signifies Jagannath Puri temple represents Dwarka and Gundicha Mandir represents Vrindavan. So it is the bhava in that. In other words, Prabhupada says that our heart is also like Vrindavan. But because it is contaminated with so many things, which we know, what are the things contaminated? So it's not a place. One sense, Lord is there in everyone's heart. Is He not there? He is there as Paramatma in everyone's heart. Then what is there to bring Him? But He is not manifesting. So in pure-hearted soul, He manifests. So when He manifests, wherever that devotee goes, that place becomes Vrindavan. Because Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. So here Radharani, they are pulling. So this is what Acharyas, they said, Rath Yatra signifies this bhava. So now it is becoming clear, significance of Rath Yatra. So many things are there. As sincere seekers, how does it apply in our life? That what do we do? How does it make any difference in our life? But the most important thing for all of us, we are all Chaitanya Mahaprabhu followers. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the way he celebrated, this was just 500 years back. The way he celebrated Rath Yatra was amazing. You like to know about it? So this is very, very inspiring. Now we all know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he took sannyas, he wanted to run to Vrindavan because his heart was towards Vrindavan. But his mother said that if you stay here in Jagannath Puri, people keep coming and going. So I will come to know about you. And even I can meet you. And it is not far. So as to honor his mother's word, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went and stayed in Jagannath Puri. Then every year, he would be there for the festival, and this festival will be very unique. He'll be inviting all his associates. Today happens to be the disappearance day of Shivananda Sen and also Sarup Damodar Goswami. Today we will not speak much about, because Krishna Chandra Prabhu already spoke in the morning, Srimad Bhagavatam. But they are the principal people in this festival, Rath Yatra. So it so happened that once this king, Pratap Rudra, now that was Indradyumna, but 500 years back there was one king in Orissa, again, very powerful. It seems that the Mughal rule could not touch his kingdom. He was so powerful. Pratap Rudra. They could not attack Orissa. So he also was young, he was powerful, he had fame, he had wealth. But again, he was also a Raja Rishi. He had all the wealth, but his heart was... So his guru was Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. You all know Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is the one who was a Mayavadi. But then his heart got transformed in the association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he was this king's guru, and one day the king asked, I heard about this sannyasi. Who is this sannyasi? Sarvabhaumacharya said that he is a supreme personality of Godhead. Now, King Prataprudra, imagine a king by, you would say, what nonsense you're talking, This should have been the natural response. Because of your wealth, you're so puffed up, even though you have a guru. But his heart was so simple that he immediately accepted it. Because his Sarvabhauma said. So he said then I would like to meet him. Sarvabhaumacharya said, I don't know, I'll try. Because he's a very staunch sannyasi, he doesn't meet. So he went and asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the King Prataprudra would like to meet you. So immediately Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, the king, are you gone mad? I am a renunciant. If I associate with a person like king, but Sarvabhauma said, he's not just a king. He has very soft heart. He wants to meet you. He said, whatever he is, but that designation king means he is a very materialistic person and I should not associate. A person who is serious about crossing the ocean of birth and death, if he associates with any materialistic person, it is worse than drinking poison willingly. This is what Sarvabhaumacharya got scared. So when he heard this, he came back and he said, Prataprudra, that you will not be able to meet. So imagine Now Prataprudra had heard about that the Lord is so merciful that He has already liberated people like Jagai and Madai, and He is meeting all people, and here I am king and He is not willing to meet me. So he thought that what is the use of I being a king? So he was willing to give up everything. His power, fame, wealth, family, everything. I said, if this is what is stopping me, now this is how desperate he was. So in this Leela, especially Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Prataprudra, this is in one sense a Leela happening, but there are a lot of instructions. We come to know about what is Vaishnava quality. How does a person attract the Lord's mercy? Now here is Prataparudra's mood. You can get it. You can get some idea about what quality he is talking about. He is willing to give up everything. But anyway, nothing happened. But then once Ramananda Rai met Sarvabhauma, and he told, and this message also went to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he met during his South India Yatra, he met Ramananda Rai. Ramananda Rai was a governor. So he said that you should give up and you should come and stay with me in Puri. And as a governor, he had to take permission of the king. And who was the king? Prataprudra. So Ramananda Rai went to Prataprudra and said that, see, this is it. That Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has told me that I should come. So what was Prataparudra's reaction? He said, glorious, you are so fortunate. Look at me. He is not even willing to meet me. Please, immediately you retire and I will give you full pension. Everything will remain as it is. You go. So this is what was the mood of Prataparudra when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to know about it. Still he didn't show any interest. He said that is okay. Ramananda Rai told Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, my Lord, see the love what he has. Who has? Prataparudra. Even if I have a drop of that love, So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, no, I love you. You are my real devotee. But if he has served you, fine, that's very nice. So again here the instruction is that there is no question about anyone directly approaching. It is always has to go through someone who is very close to the Lord. So the Lord was very impressed. In his heart, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was impressed, but he was not showing it. Now in the course of time again, Prataprudra said, finish now. And why should I live now? I should better give up my life. He decided that I will better become a beggar. This time he was very serious. He said, I'll better become a beggar and he'll like to beg on the street. So Sarvabhauma and all they said, you're a king if he becomes beggar. Because he was doing everything. He was supporting all their activities, devotional activities. As a king, he was so favorable. So they would never ask him. They would say, no, you don't have to do this. You be a king. He said, no, what is the use of my life? Or I give up my life. Because if in my life, if I'm not getting any opportunity to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what is the use of my life? So again this message went to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, my Lord, he wants to become a beggar, he wants to give up now. Please have mercy, you should meet. Again Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very serious. Again if you ask me like this, then I'll leave this place. So serious. Do you understand that a sannyasi, his life is like a white cloth? If there is even one black spot, his reputation is destroyed. This is how serious Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was. And just imagine Prataparudra's state. The more he's trying, the more he's getting rejected. But he never felt that. He never gave up. What the hell? Forget it. I am a king. I can find some other guru. No? But then, they begged. But Lord still, So they said, okay, fine. There is one solution to this. I will not meet him. But there is one solution. You give him my external, some garment. So there was a small piece of his garment, some inner garment was given. And it was given to Prataprudra. Prataprudra became so happy, he put it on the altar and he started worshipping it. This was his eagerness. But very soon, again, when they saw that Prataprudra is really desperate and is not getting any opportunity to meet. But then there was, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself said once that, you can call his son, who is a prince. I will give my mercy to him, but not the king. King is out. You are a materialistic person. So the king's son, Prataparudra's son, was a very young 5-year-old boy, beautiful boy. So as soon as he came, he had dark complexion. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remembered Krishna. And he just hugged him, embraced him, and in this embrace, even the boy started getting ecstatic symptoms. And when he went, whoever is to touch this boy, they would get that same mood. And this boy went back and he was there with Prataparudra. So this is how it went on, but Prataparudra had not got still mercy. So this way Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the day was approaching now this is every year it happens. He invites people from Bengal, but then before that, the day Snan Yatra. Snan Yatra takes place. You all know that what is Snan Yatra. The Lord is given bath, and after giving bath, the Lord falls sick. He has fever. So during that fever time, he is taken care by the Daityas, and for 15 days there is no darshan. So now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Lord in Radharani's mood, he could not tolerate that. Lord is not there for 15 days. So he runs away from there and goes to Alarnath. Because he can't tolerate that there is no deity. For him Jagannath was like Krishna and he was in the mood of Radharani. So he goes to Alarnath and he is there and the news comes to him that people from Bengal have come. So he comes to receive them. This is just before the Rath Yatra begins. So all the Shivanand Sen, Advaita Acharya, Haridas Thakur, Murari Gupta and Prataparudra is watching from the terrace with Sarvabhauma. What is happening? He is seeing from a distance that the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is receiving everyone, is garlanding them, he is offering sandalwood pulp. And the way these people are chanting Kirtan, Prataparudra is asking that I have never heard this Kirtan like this. Because these are not ordinary people. When they together they chant. Said this is Prem Sankirtan. So much melodious, so much sweet, so much love, tumultuous sound, mridanga. And he's asking, who is that person? Who is this? He said, that is Haridas Thakur. Who is this? This was his eagerness to know about who are these people, I want to meet them. But he could not meet. And then very soon is the Netrotsav festival. This is how the festival begins. So Netrotsav festival, the Lord has appeared on the altar, and that is the first darshan after 15 days. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that day runs to the temple. Usually when he runs to the temple, he will stand behind the Garuda Stambha. Why? Because the first time when he had darshan, he had fallen unconscious. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, first time when he went from Navdeep after taking sannyas, so Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said that this is not proper for you, you should be careful. So when you take darshan from Garuda Stambha. So he used to take darshan only from Garuda Stambha. Far, those who have gone to Puri, you know where is Garuda Stambha and where is the altar. But this day, Netrotsav, so he runs close to the altar and his eyes are just absorbed in seeing the deity. Just like the way a bumblebee will be hovering around a flower. This was his great love. So this is Netrotsav, and after Netrotsav. So before Netrotsav, there is something which we didn't discuss, is one day before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I think this is, one day before, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called he called the superintendent of the temple, and he said, I want 100 brooms and hundreds of pots. Why? Because when the Lord goes from Jagannath temple to Gundicha, he stays there for 9 days. So if he is going to stay there for 9 days, this place has to be immaculately clean. So he, with all his associates, it's a great description about, and same time there is some instruction for all of us. It is not just some Leela. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with all of them, they went with brooms, they went with pots, and the first thing they did in Gundicha temple is broom. Now they're brooming the floor, the wall, the ceiling, the doors, the bhoga room, the altar, everything they started brooming, and they really collected sands and straws and dust, and big pile of dust came. Everything was cleaned and the temple appeared very clean. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came out and then he said, let's go and broom again. So this time when they broomed, they went into all the crevices. So they started removing all those fine particles of dust and grains of sand dunes. When all these things became very clean, then he called out to all of them to get water. So they all, with hundreds of pots, they came running and started throwing water on the ceiling, on the floor, everywhere, and they started cleaning. Now what does it signify is the Lord wanted to teach us by saying that if our heart is like Vrindavan and if you are inviting, our heart has to be very clean. So clean is not just overall some sand, he is going deeper into. Deeper things means if our devotion is based with some intention of some fruitive activities, or it is with some intention of some liberation, or with several other things, then it is, or with some egoistic desire. So the Lord wants everything to be out, and then there is an opportunity that the Lord will. So it's a serious festival, right? It is not just pulling the rope. People just run and they say that we'll just go and hold. And the rope, then you will be, that's understanding, no? You will be, and they say you will not take birth again. That's why there is so much stampede. You just go and catch the rope. Just go and touch the rope. Pull, I pulled it. But the Lord had something else to teach. So the next day, after the Netrotsav, it is said that after the Netrotsav, there is another festival which is called Pandu Vijay. This is all things must have happened all, and the Rath must be moving. After the Netrotsav, Pandu Vijay is where from the altar, the deities are taken to the chariot. But the deities are so big and so heavy there, you cannot just lift them and carry. They have to be pulled. But how can you pull them like this? So you need strong ropes. So there are strong silk ropes, special ropes made. They are tied around the shoulder, around their waist, around their legs. And how will you pull? You can't drag them on the road, right? So there are nice cushions. So the deities will go to one cushion, then they are pulled to another cushion, then they are pulled to another cushion. This way they are taken and then they are brought up onto the chariot, and this is called Pandu Vijay. So you are learning different things. So then the Rath begins, and when the Rath begins, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had a very unique way of celebrating this festival. So he had formed into 7 groups of people from Bengal had all come. So he formed 7 groups. There were 3 groups in front. 4, how many? 3. 1 behind and 2 groups parallel like this. So 4 plus 2 plus 1. 7 groups. Like 2 on the sides, 1 behind, then 4 group in the front. So these were the kirtan, and every group had got 2 mridangas and hundreds of kartals. Before this kirtan could begin, Pratap Rudra, the king, he came, and he came with a golden handle broom, and he started sweeping. Now this is a very simple activity, anyone can do that. But that is not important what you do. But what was his intention? You know what is heart. You already know till now that what was his heart. He was so desperate. But here he is just saying that I am just your insignificant servant. Now sweeping activity is a very low grade of, no one likes to be a sweeper, or in India it is considered very low. This type of occupation where you sweep. But he was doing that with this mood. And not only he was sweeping in front of the Lord, he was also sweeping the street so that the devotees are going to walk on that. So his heart was so much submissive towards devotees. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had noticed it, that yes, Pratap Rudra is, I think he should receive. But nothing happened till now. Still the Lord has not given him anything. So the kirtan begins here. Now the kirtan begins. You just imagine what must be the kirtan. No? In one group you have Sarup Damodar Goswami leading and Advaita Acharya is dancing, then in another Vasu Ghosh, then another Nityananda, then Haridas Thakur, then from Shrikhanda, then Kulina Gram and Satyaraj. So many associates who have come from Bengal, and they are just having such tumultuous kirtan, and the Rath starts moving. When the Rath starts moving, sometimes the Lord, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the mood of Radharani, he sometimes wants to test whether he can. He's seeing Jagannath, so in the dancing, he would go behind. When he goes behind, the Rath will stop. Then again he'll come in front, he'll stop. But then he will run into all different groups. There are 7 groups. He will run to this group, he'll run to this group, then run to this group, so everyone will see that, he's coming to this group, then he's coming to that group. He comes and then he disappears, then he comes again. But one time, he was there in all the groups. But every group thought that he is only with them. They said, we are so. But only few of them could see it. And in that, one of them was Pratap Rudra. Only few of them could see that the Lord has expanded into 7 groups. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya could see, and he could see. So this is the beginning that he was getting something. But then during this dance, the Lord had such ecstatic symptoms, and in that ecstasy, there are detailed description about the Lord, what things is to happen. He would go round, he would spin, he would jump high, he would fall, his teeth would clatter, his body will become stiff, his tears will be just flowing from his eyes, and his joints will get disjointed, in all this type of mood, and just dancing. Once he fell down, and it was right there, Pratap Rudra was there. And Pratap Rudra is thinking, my God, my Lord, I would. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he came back to consciousness, he saw, my God, this is Pratap Rudra, my God, most abominable person, I cannot touch you. He just ran away from there. Pratap Rudra, disappointed still, but still he's never give up. But after that, because when they had formed these circles, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing and dancing and dancing. So there are 3 circles formed around him to just protect him, because he was just falling, he was rolling, anything would happen, because his bhava was just appearing. This is what was happening during Rath Yatra festival. So it so happened that Pratap Rudra's personal servant, Harichand, so he was there, and Srivas Thakur was blocking Pratap Rudra's view, He wanted to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dancing, and the dance was so beautiful, he wanted to see. And Srivas Thakur was blocking his view. So Harichand just stabbed him and said, please move away. So he would move away, again he would block, again move away. Third time he said, please move away. Third time Srivas Thakur slapped Harichand. So Harichand was completely bewildered that how can he do that? And what was Pratap Rudra's response? You are so fortunate. He is not even willing to touch me, and you are being touched by devotees. This is the qualification of a Vaishnava. He is not accepting any respect, but in his heart he is just considering himself so fallen, and he is just grateful for whatever he is receiving. And then from there, during this, it comes to one spot that is called Balaganda region. The Rath moves, and there is one spot where it stops. Even now it is there. And there everyone can come. Anyone can climb up the chariot and offer their bhoga. There is a lot of bhoga and offering. So the chariot stops there for a longer time. So that time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the associates were all very tired. They go to the nearby garden. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes to take rest there. And that is the time Sarvabhauma, they go and tell Pratap Rudra, listen, now you want mercy? He said, yes, I want. Now you have to remove all your king's garments, go in disguise as a beggar. So he goes as a beggar, and he goes and massages Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's feet. And massaging his feet, he starts reciting this from Srimad Bhagavatam, this verse. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is hearing, Tava katamritam, tapta jivanam, burida jana. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu hears that you are you, yes. So and he's dressed up like a beggar. So he said, I am your servant, I am his servant. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you are burida jana, you are the one who are it. He says, no, you are the glories which relieves people of all material miseries. He embraces him, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with tears in his eyes. This is how Pratap Rudra Maharaj finally got mercy. This is when everyone saw, all the devotees, they saw, no one thought about what this king, he's a materialistic person, but look, everyone was so happy. Prabhupada says that if you want to know whether you are a Vaishnava or not, you want to know, are you a Vaishnava? You want to score self-assessment. If in our Sangha this will happen, we'll see that some other devotee is getting mercy, or some other devotee is becoming very successful. So what is the barometer inside showing? That will say whether are we a Vaishnava or not. If you are feeling very insecure or you are feeling very envious, why him, why not me? I have also done so much. Why people have not recognized that? Why only he is getting recognition? Then that is not a Vaishnava quality. So here when Pratap Rudra got mercy, all other people everywhere, they were so happy, joyful they were. But at the same time, how did Pratap Rudra, how did he react? He could have said, finally, now they have realized. He didn't think like this. He just went to each one of them and he took dust from them. He considered himself very humble. So this is a Leela. During the Rath Yatra it happened, and greatness of Pratap Rudra is. So from this place, of course, the Rath has to go ahead. So when they went to start the Rath is not moving at all. From Balagandi, the Rath is not moving. So the king asked for the most strongest people, they are called, and they are pulling the Rath. Nothing happening. Then the big wrestlers are brought. They are pulling, nothing is happening. Then the king calls the elephants. When the elephants with their mahut sitting, he is whipping them, and the elephant is pulling hard, and the Rath is not moving. And that time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes and he tells everyone, take away all your wrestlers, all the elephants, leave the rope. And he tells his devotees, just hold this rope. And they are holding the rope. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes behind and puts his head and the devotees are just holding the rope. No one is pulling the rope. So these are the reciprocations Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed. These are highest bhavas being revealed, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was the mood of Radharani. He could see Jagannath as Krishna, and Sarup Damodar Goswami, whose disappearance is today, he would know Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's heart, and he would sing exactly what is the mood in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's heart. He would recite such verses, such beautiful, very appropriate to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mood, and that will make it more intense. So this way the cart will move further, and then it will reach Gundicha, and then Lord and His associates, whole day they will be there, and they will attend the Aarti, then they will go to Indradyumna Sarovar, they will have water sports. This is how that day is Rath Yatra. So this way Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed how Rath Yatra 500 years back, and it went on till. So this is how Prabhupada got this inspiration. Prabhupada, even when he was a small child, he asked his father that I would also like to have Rath Yatra. My father said, what Rath Yatra? He said, I want a cart. So the father took him to the market, and they found out some cart, and the shopkeeper was quoting a very high price. Father said, no, I can't buy this. Abhay Charan started crying on the street. I said, I want it. I want this cart. This was Prabhupada's mood as a small child. So an old lady was passing by. Says, why is he crying? Well, he's crying for this cart. Well, I have a cart. So they take her to the house and they show a cart. Some 3 feet high cart. So that cart is bought, and he and his sister, Abhay Charan's sister, they decorate the cart with all those canopies and all those festoons, this, that, and prasad, and mridang, and kartal, and kirtan. And they pull the cart in near their house on the street. Now when they do this, it becomes well-known thing for everyone. So it becomes a talking. People come and ask Abhay Charan's father that you have such a big festival and you have not invited us. And he said, Baba, this is not a festival. This is the boy. He wants it and he is doing it. But the impact it was there on the neighborhood was so intense. This was the mood of Prabhupada. So this way, when Prabhupada obviously grew up, he still mentions that he used to go to the railway station to check what time the train is going to. This was his mood of Jagannath. But then, when he went to the Western world, it's a very interesting story that how it began there. Early days in San Francisco, he's one of his disciples. She bought one toy. And Prabhupada, she said, Prabhupada, this is from some Indian store. This is a toy. Prabhupada said, this is not a toy. This is Supreme Personality of Godhead. So she was shocked. Till that time there was no deities. They had no understanding of any deities. So he said that go and find out, there may be 2 more. So she went back. She brought it. Prabhupada saw. He kept it in proper order. This is Jagannath, Baldev, and the middle Subhadra. So he asked his disciples, anyone knows to carve? They didn't know what is it, what is happening. So then Shyam Sundar said, I know some carving. So then, just like how they went to get the log of wood came, they went near the ocean somewhere in some warehouse. And there they found some big log of wood which was just, drained ashore. They picked up and Shyam Sundar carved first time in the Western world. Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra in San Francisco, 1967. Carved, now what? Now is the installation. In that storefront, San Francisco, there are no brahmanas, there are no pujaris, only hippies. And this Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra were kept on the altar. And the first arti was the plate in a candle. Prabhupada did like this, and he said, this is how we should, daily, morning, evening, you should show this. What is this? This is called arti. And Prabhupada did like this. What is that? He said, this is how we should take. This is how it began. Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra installation in San Francisco was like this. In the temple, there was no proper installation. And then Prabhupada one day while in the street, he saw one flat truck, a truck with a flat board. So he told Shyam Sundar that you can place and they can be taken around. Prabhupada was sick that time. He was not there. And this is 1967, July 9th was the first Rath Yatra in San Francisco on a flat bedded truck where the lords were placed. Some decoration was done. There were books being distributed, prasad being distributed, kirtan. The police was escorting. First time this is happening, people are coming on the street. They didn't get permission for one street, major street. They were allowed to go to another street. And this is the first Rath Yatra which began in the Western world, which later very soon, it was in Montreal, then London, then Paris, then Melbourne, then Sydney, then African countries, then obviously Mumbai all over. Now it is said that if you look all over the world, every week some other place there is some Rath Yatra going on. So ISKCON is criticized for that. Rath Yatra should be only once in a year. But Prabhupada would say that he is Jagannath. He is not Purinath. He is Jagannath. He is meant for the whole world. So this is how the Rath Yatra went. So this is a deity which is also very, very active. You know that, huh? So there is one very nice incident about Prabhupada's disciple. When they found this small Malti Mataji showed this toy, so this became a little craze among the early devotees. They started taking this Jagannath small pendant-like thing, and they were putting it in their neck and carrying it. Jagannath pendant. Prabhupada said they are so merciful that you can take them like dolls at home and worship them. They will accept your worship. So it was going on like this. And these were the days Vietnam War began, and America, all the young people were drafted to join. If you are not joining, there were serious punishments. So one Prabhupada disciple, he was called that you have to join. You have to join the army. You have to go to fight the war. So when they go for examination, the doctor obviously tells them to undress because you have to be examined. So he removed all his clothes and he stood, and the doctor asked, what is this? So he was holding on to this. Show me what is this. This is my Lord. You'll have to remove this. He said, no, I can't remove this. Please don't tell me to remove. He is my Lord. I can't remove it. I was just holding on to it. So this doctor got confused. He said, what is this guy talking about? This is his God and he's holding on to it. He said, I'll not remove it. So he went and asked his assistant, what do we do about this guy? He looks crazy. He is just holding on to it. I think he is crazy. We cannot send him for war. So this way he was released and he became Madhudvisa, and later he became a sannyasi. Imagine. And he was one of them who was Prabhupada's front preacher who spread Krishna consciousness all over the world. So there are several things about this. And then very soon in 1969 was the first big chariot carved by Jayananda, Prabhupada's one disciple, who was the one who was personally involved. He was involved in the 67 also. He is the one who will go to the vegetable vendors, go to the market, and people will give them free flowers, free vegetables, free fruits, everything goes. And this was a big festival. So this is the history of Rath Yatra all over the world. This was Prabhupada's dream. Prabhupada's dream it was. As a child he was thinking, and then the dream was fulfilled. Prabhupada's dream was fulfilled in 1976. The most important city in the world, New York, and the most important street in New York, Manhattan, the 5th Avenue. First time in the history, there were 3 chariots, Subhadra, Balram and Jagannath, moving with all the traffic which has been stopped, and all people around watching, and Prabhupada sitting right there in front on Subhadra's chariot like a king, majestic. And he was watching New York Rath Yatra first time. How he must have felt, just imagine. As a child he was doing, and then later. So this has a lot of potential. Prabhupada is not that he just wanted. The whole purpose of coming out on the street is preaching. Prabhupada would speak that, well, this is a festival, human life is meant for realization. If you are not using human life, you are like animals. This is what is the form. We have a lot of books here, we have a lot of philosophy here. But if you are not interested, at least chant the holy name. So this way the preaching would be. And a lot of people would take prasad, their books. Never before in the history this has happened. There were so much books were distributed, so much prasad. And Rath Yatra became very, very famous all over the world. Till today it is going on. Of course, Prabhupada would be asked this question about, Prabhupada, what is this? People are thinking it is very auspicious to go and hold the rope that you get liberated from birth and death cycle. So Prabhupada would answer. Prabhupada would give this answer. If you are sick, just entering the hospital, is it enough? I am sick and you enter the hospital. Will you be cured? You have to meet a doctor, you have to follow instructions, and this way it will be cured. So just having darshan or just holding the rope is very nice beginning, but it is not the end. Okay, holding the rope and pulling the rope, oh, now I am liberated. So he showed about in parampara how this instruction should be followed, how we should apply it. So today, on this day, that we can understand what is the significance of this chariot festival, which is all over the world known, very colorful. But there is a lot of significance in our own life. See the highest realization, bhava, which is the topmost realization. And of course, the Lord so kind, coming out, giving everyone mercy. And the most important thing, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to establish Yuga Dharma, that is congregational chanting of the holy name. So he gave so much importance, 7 groups, Mridanga, Kartal, chanting, going on, everyone. So this way, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that, Prithvite acharati nagaradi gram, sarvatra prachar hoy murana. Every village and town, Nagara adi gram. Nagar means, of course, cities. Gram is village. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's this spirit was taken by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur taken by Prabhupada. And Prabhupada just took it at such big scale all over the world, it's going on. And even today, this is being carried forward. So when we participate in this Rath Yatra, we should also try to know that there is something deeper understanding and meaning when we participate. No doubt, enthusiastically chanting, dancing, taking prasad is very nice. But this type of philosophical understanding is very needed, which nourishes our faith and sustains us. So we will stop here. So Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, Maha Mahotsav ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.